Hello, hi God. Okay, I need your help with this one. I know. I need to do better next time, right? Anyway, leo niko na mob ya kukushow. Welcome to Life Reframe Podcast episode 2. Guys, I am happy and proud of myself because we are here. We made it here, guys. Episode 2. It's one thing to start something and another to be consistent. And just getting myself here makes me feel so proud of myself and just continue trusting the journey because it's hard to keep up with yourself. And before I even get too far, I want to introduce myself for all the new listeners. This is your host, Njumbi, and all I speak about in this podcast is God, life, and mental health. So if you're interested in that, please continue tuning in. And for the rest of my listeners, muchas gracias for always tuning in. Karibuni sana to the new listeners. So, I have something also new, by the way. Today is my birthday! But who doesn't like to celebrate their birthdays? I think I'm one of those people who birthdays mean a lot to me. Like, it feels like one of those closing and opening of new chapters. And so I'm not really quite thrilled on Happy New Year's and the 31st. For me, it's my birthday. It means the world to me. So kama hupendi celebrate, please at least don't just let the day go by. Sit down and reflect on the past year. That will still do you some good. And I also came across, by the way, a quote that was reading just a minute. It was reading, "Don't underestimate the magic of a fresh start." And that hit me hard because I'm like, one is able to be a better version of themselves. So I just wanted to created a list which I called 30 at 30 because I want to speak about 30 things that I've learned in my last 30 years. And yeah, guys, msiogope kusema miaka yenu because I feel like there's pride in aging, and the more older you're getting, the wiser you become, and the more you get to experience life. I don't think I want to stay stagnant at 20, doing the same things and acting the same way, thinking the same way, hanging out with the same kind of people. I love being older every other day because it makes me know that every single day I'm accomplishing or practicing my purpose in any kind of way. So anyway, before we even start getting lost in all this conversation, I want to have the first point which I came up with, and that's God is the highlight of your life. For me, that's a very big take home because to think that you can live for all the years of your life, it just doesn't happen by magic or by your will. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, we come from our source, and right immediately you just take in the deep breath. God breathes in life into your body, into your soul. Yes, your heart is beating when you were inside the womb. Well, yes, everything was, functioning. But just for you to live into this world, you had to take the first breath. And that's the breath of life from God for you to live on this earth. That's Him speaking life into you, or just breathing life into you, rather. And just looking back at some hurdles I've had to go through, or situations that I never thought I'd actually handle, and just see how better I became at it, how stronger I came out of it, and how wiser, how better I am. I could not fail to recognize God. And you see, unfortunately for us, we put God as the rest of the passengers when you're in this train, and He is just the next seat passenger and not your driver. He's the one who is supposed to be controlling how that train is going to go. But then we put Him as just a passenger. He's supposed to be at the center and core of our lives. And so I am coming to appreciate every day that God is the centerpiece of my life. He is the reason to why I'm alive, why I'm living, why I do what I do. And I just want him to be known all over the world, because I could not be even a quarter of what I am without him. So yeah, that's a very huge one. Just getting through life and being able to see yourself on the other side, it is definitely the hand of the Lord. So my second point though is, your parents are just people like you. The same way you are trying to understand life is the same way that your parents were also trying to get a hold of life when they were raising us up. And sometimes we've grown with all this bitterness. Sometimes we've have all these frustrations of unanswered questions. And we fail to remember that these are just people who were just trying to make choices. And sometimes the choices they made didn't end up sitting right with you, or did not put you in the best of positions. And instead of carrying them with grace, we've grown to be having all these bitter hearts of, my mom, my dad is like this, and forgetting that they were just making the mistakes we are making. Like right now, there are people going through the same hurdles that the parents had to go through, but at that time we could not understand why is it that they're making this separation decision. Why are they divorcing right now? Why are they arguing? Why are they not being able to provide? Why are they even not in love? Why are they so in love? Like, there are all these many questions that we never really could understand, because growing up, for me, I feel like right now I'm at a space where I'm able to understand where my parents were coming from in some of the decisions that they made. So cut them some slack, yo. Cut them some slack. They are just trying to be as human as you are. Another point was accepting being loved right and love back right as well. You know, in this generation where love is just merely a word, and people are just merely walking masked people are not genuine with each other. You're either in a relationship with someone because you're going to benefit from it, or the few who are genuine in it to genuinely just love someone. And that's why we find that there's so many broken people, because we have been getting ourselves into situations with people who are not actually fulfilling maybe the needs that we are looking for. And unfortunately, because we also hurt people by the fact that we are not able to heal some of the needs or understand where all these needs are coming from, probably from childhood trauma or from just different kinds of upbringing, we end up with wrong people so many times, and so love just becomes a mere word. And for me, I have learned, I'm loving it, that I'm able to find love, I'm able to love right, I'm able to be very frank about how I feel. I'm able to speak out to the person I am with and be able to reason with him when he's also speaking to me. It's not a selfish game of what can I gain from this relationship. It's more of, I love you so much and I just want you as my soulmate. And especially, like if a guy is so in love with a chick, he's either called a simp or umekaliwa or atakuacha tu. And the chick is also there trying kupimia, hey, mi akifanya hivi nitakuwa hivi na hivi na hivi. And so people are not even in genuine spaces. And just to be able to experience a genuineness that surpasses explanation, oh my God, that is so beautiful. And everyone craves that. Let's stop lying to ourselves that you don't need love. Love is for the simps. You will still be heartbroken. And then what? Experience love, but also be able to find a kind of love that is able to meet you where you want to be met. But please love, and when you're loved, accept that love, because sometimes watu wamekuwa so hurt that even when you're loved, you think someone is lying to you. You're so scared because of the things that have happened to you, so you still are in denial that you can actually be loved, and this person saying that they love you actually do love you. So another thing is, don't dwell on the past too long. This is something I would struggle with in my 20s, where I feel like I used to brush off maybe some small things that would make me feel uncomfortable. I'd keep it, I'd hold it. Unajua ile roho ya kubeba. And I just realized every moment that you're holding that grudge or holding that heaviness or the feeling of why did this happen to me or why did they do this to me, it is just time wasted, energy wasted, and even worse, so moments wasted. Because these are moments that you could be spending doing something really awesome, something to create better memories, but you're over here feeling so bad over something someone said, and they probably don't even remember, or others don't even care. Another thing is, be honest with people, even when it hurts. I feel like sometimes we don't want to tell people the truth because we don't want to also hurt them. But then, how will this person change if you're not able to tell them the truth of whatever you feel that is a concern for you? You see, your concern doesn't necessarily have to be taken care of, taken into consideration, like that you came and told me I am this and I should actually change. Your concern should be the fact that you are able to voice that despite the reaction from the person you're saying it to. And sometimes it's not necessarily even to someone. Sometimes you just have to be very true to yourself, and it might hurt. Because who even sits down and introspects on their lives, on their behaviors, on their characters, on their habits, and they're able to pick out those negative things that they do and just be honest with themselves? We all want to be holy Joes. We all want to be looked at and said that we are this and that. But are we really honest in accepting that we are also these negative traits, these negative behaviors? Are we really able to be honest with ourselves and see that enyewe, atakama I am all these good things, but I am also these negative things? And how can I catch myself if it's not something that I can be able to get done with immediately? How can I be catching myself before I become unkind or I speak badly to someone? Until we're able to have that kind of awareness, it is definitely a really, really hard thing to be honest with yourself. Another one was never settle. I don't know why we underrate life. I don't know why we do that. So one thing about settling is you get comfortable. Settling means I'm content, I have had enough, I don't need more. And that's when you settle. And that's why I don't even like when people say, when are you settling down? Because I don't want to settle down, bro. No, I don't want to settle down. I want to go up, man. I want to thrive. I want to grow. I want to rise in the marriage, in the relationship, in the partnership. It's not about settling down. What are you settling down for? And immediately you settle down, then things just get boring because all you're doing is just being comfortable. And so when I look at never settle, it's also in your dreams, in your career, in the things that you want to achieve in life. I am talking about someone who is having an opportunity to sell their skill, to sell their potential to a potential client, and you just sell yourself short. You've gotten a job that you're freelancing as a consultant, and when you asked your pay, it's just like, okay, wacha nisimwambie 10,000 jotona ni mingi, wacha nimwambie 5,000, wacha nisimwambie 100,000 atona hiyo ni mingi kwanza na hii economy, wacha nimwambie 20,000. And so you're a developer somewhere doing work that is worth maybe 250,000 but at 20,000. Over time, the worth you place on yourself becomes who you are. The more you are putting value on yourself, on your skill, on everything that you're doing, it will also resonate with the quality of work that you're able to give out. And if you know you are of good quality, then why are you shortchanging yourself? Why are you settling for that less pay, lesser of a relationship, lesser of a friendship, lesser of anything, literally everything? Also treat yourself. Imagine if you're expecting a guy to finish his campus, go sucker his job, and you as a chick, you're just waiting someone to come and treat you, then I think you are in for a very rough ride, because even the person who is able to afford that might not just have all the time to be treating you every other time. So find ways to treat you. Be able to sit down and be like, I've done good in this. What can I do for myself? And it doesn't have to be expensive. So that if someone else is able to treat you, it is just a bonus, and it will only feel better because it's something that you love to do and it's something you've been doing. But hii maneno ya kukaa chini and then you're expecting a guy to come and treat you out, treat you, buy you this, buy you that, and you yourself couldn't do that for yourself, then it will be very hurtful when they are not able to, because we are only human and sometimes we fall short, as I mentioned. And if you're a dude, please, acheni kujisahau. Man, you guys work so hard, and you will see a guy making that 1,000 but will take home the 900 bob because he used the 100 bob as transport and never bought himself even a shoe or a belt or a wallet or a haircut. When you as a man, you're able to just take yourself mahali, you don't have to have friends to go take beer and drinks and everything. Wewe jipeleke and just feel good. Treat yourself once in a while. You deserve it, boo-boo. Another thing is going for what you want. We always told, go for what you want, go for what you want. But do we really go for what we want? Like if you sit down and you think about your life, do you really go for what you want, or sometimes you just go for what you feel society feels is good for you? And you see, that's where we go wrong, because that's where we go wrong. For those who know that meme, insert it there. Why will you not go for what you want? Like you know you want this thing, but because people are telling you something different towards that, you start feeling like probably I should not be doing this. Maybe I should try something else instead of this. And over time, you don't even realize that you have been pushing away the one thing that you've wanted really bad to do. Open your eyes to see more, but close your mouth to speak less, so that you're able to do the things that you want in peace. There are these things called monitoring spirits that I totally believe. The moment that you speak out blessings about your life or the great things that are happening in your life, everything starts falling apart. And it all starts because you are speaking good things to people who have wrong hearts, wrong ears, wrong tongues, wrong everything, wrong eyes. Unaonesha mtu gari yako kidogo ndio hiyo imeroll. Umeambia mtu kitu fulani ndio hiyo imehappen the other way round. And it's not because you didn't have everything done right. It's because you're saying these things to the wrong people. When you're getting what you want, do it in silence. The saying for nitapita katikati yenu na mtaniona, that's the vibe. You need to do things in your own privacy. Let people see the results. Also, learn from your past mistakes. Past mistakes sometimes can haunt us really bad and become like a trauma, and they're triggers that keep getting activated every other time when you are in your current life. And I feel like it's too much power to give to your past mistakes, because you were younger then. What much better would you have done? Even if right now you are taken back, because if you're taken back, you'll still be thinking with that mind that you were using. You will not do those things differently. You'll do them exactly the same way. What you need to do is dust off your coat, simama attention kama askari, and march forward and just say, you know what, I'm not about that life and now I'm better. If I was lied to, now I know my boundaries. If someone was lying to me about a relationship, now I know the right questions to ask. Learn from all the past mistakes that happened. Also, rest and reset as much as you need to. I don't think people really emphasize on how much rest is required, because there's this analogy of, for you to become a billionaire or a millionaire, you need to really wake up early at 3, go to the gym. By 4, you're out of the house. By 5, you're in the office. And there's all this strategic thing you need to do, get into meetings, get to meet people, get to push this project, push that project, work. And you probably just get like 1 week in a whole year to rest and just say you're resting. That is very harmful. Even God, when he created the world, on the 7th day, he rested. God the Father decided to give a break to us as humans, that on one day, at least one day in a week, please get some rest. And you want to just overwork and push and push and push these goals, push the bag, catch the bag, kimbile your bag. And we forget to reset. We forget to sit down and be like, okay, what have I been doing? What do I need to revisit and do better? Why am I going wrong? What am I doing right? How can I make it better? What are my weaknesses? How am I working on them? Oh, this I have worked on. What else is remaining? You don't have that time to do some intro on your life. And it just ends up making you becoming this robotic kind of human who just keeps doing things. They are never available for family, friends, life, or anything. The work is to work, work, work. Imagine rest. Take some time out. No wonder watu wanafaint kwa maofisi. Money won't buy you happiness, but it damn sure helps. Guys. Mtu asikuja hapa na kudanganya ati pesa si muhimu, unajua utaenda kulilia kwa Land Rover. Money for sure will not buy you happiness. Because happiness is a choice you make within your heart. No one can buy happiness. But money for sure will do help. Because can you imagine when you have money and you're able to sort out a couple of things in your life, you're able to push a couple of projects, then it becomes a bit easier. Ni kama ka grease kaku make happiness equal more seen. So you don't feel the worry, because worry kills happiness. Every time you're worried, there are moments of you being happy that are going away, because you're constantly trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? Msidharau pia money. Look for the money, but also don't get too caught up in the money and forget that for you to be happy, you also have to be content from within. Another one was, be happy with yourself before diving into a relationship. In fact, you need to be the person you want to be with in the relationship. There's no way you'll be saying you want a certain kind of person and you're not there yet already, or at least if not close to there. We have to be the people we want to date. And unless we are that, then for a sure fact, we are in the wrong relationships every time. And so you can imagine, if both parties are not happy with themselves, then who is going to come and make the other person feel complimented? This idea of feeling like someone completes you, it's also a very wrong analogy that has been sold out here in topics of love, because someone is not supposed to complete you. Someone is supposed to complement you. You are supposed to be a complete human being before you get to another human being. So it is two human beings who are complete coming in together so that they can become one big whole complete. But if you're not complete and the other person is not complete, and you're coming to complete each other, for sure, we are human beings. Again, we fall short. We fall short. We're not able to keep up with being kind all the time. And so now you're expecting this person to supply to you 100% of that which you are missing so that they can complete you. And when they fail or when they do it wrong, you start complaining and start feeling like, am I even with the right person, or did I make a mistake? Next is, live life like each day is your last. I think we take it for granted that now everyone, when you're going to sleep, you're always saying good night, see you tomorrow. Who told you you're gonna see tomorrow? So live every day like it's your last and try to make that day the best. Every day wake up with the mentality of, this could be the last day of my life. Not necessarily because you're looking forward to dying, but more because you want to ensure that that day has been lived to the best of its fulfillment. And to live to the fullest does not mean it's going out there drinking and partying. That's not living life to the fullest. It's literally acknowledging and living in life every single day. Another thing is, never be afraid to ask for help. I'm not going to lie that it's not so easy to ask for help. So someone helps you, and the next thing they want to do is speak of how you will not have done it without you, how you used to beg, how you used to do this, and start using that against you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Uliza, sometimes you're in so much problems and there's someone out there who can be able to help you, and even maybe push you even into a further space that you would not have imagined. Sometimes you're shying away because you don't want people to speak about you, but for how long will they speak about you? Once you're out of that pit, you'll just be grateful and be able to even give back more to the people who will be in need when you're able or when you have the capability of helping. So please never just use to your help. I really agree because at Mimi, I struggle in asking for help, but over time, I am learning. Self care should be a daily habit. I spend money on experiences and not stuff. That is so true. Like, self care, if I kukua going to the spa, getting a massage, doing your facials, that for me is not just self care. Those are just routines, skin routines, and body routines that you can do to just relax your body or rejuvenate or replenish your skin and stuff like that. For me, self care is being able to look into your life and introspect and see the things that are you're doing right and how you could implement them for you to stop some habits that are bad or habits that you feel are dragging you behind, for you to be able to hold yourself accountable for your actions, for the things you think, you say, you do to people and to yourself, for you to be able to catch yourself when you're about to give a bad rant, for you to be able to have self awareness, to improve your self esteem, to improve your confidence. That for me is self care. That means you're taking care of your inner self. So it will be very most important. It will be very easy for you to take care of your outer self. So please take care of your inner self and call that self care. Self care si kwenda pedicure na manicure, hiyo ni kutengeneza kucha. Self care is within. Whatever makes you you, whatever you can fix, whatever you can try to relearn and learn and do all the work on. That for me is self-care. And please make it a habit, a routine, and a lifestyle, because over time you get to be the better version of yourself that you're seeking to become. Also, spend your money on experiences and not stuff. Kwa sababu, you see, when you're spending money on stuff like buying yourself an expensive Gucci bag or an expensive this and that, over time, these are things that will perish or wear out or and may not last too long. But if you give yourself an experience like that one retreat that changed your life, or got yourself this plane ticket to this new country, new county, you got a bus ticket to go to another different town, that for me is literally more, it is worth than gold, because those are memories, those are things that you'll always hold close to and hold dear to, and they are going to be life-changing events as well. But buying yourself some stuff, it's not bad, Pia, but focus mostly in giving yourself experiences as opposed to buying yourself some stuff. Also, write down your goals, because without really writing them down and speaking them out to yourself and reminding yourself every other time, then you lose your purpose, you lose your focus, you're not able to improve your skills that are able to maybe take you to the next level in your career or in the goals or the purpose that you're setting to accomplish. And you see, not planning is planning to fail. And when you write down your goals, they become more alive and they really hit you back live, and you feel like, actually, I can actually do this, I should do this, and you start getting to doing everything that you need to do, ticking besides it on a checklist that you've been able to accomplish certain tasks. And that for me is beautiful. Who doesn't want to be able to finish all their stuff that they're required to do and be able to get even better results on the same? For me, that's a plus and a very big win. Write down your goals, speak them out loud to yourself, and affirm and believe in those goals, because they will come to life. Trust me. Also, know yourself and know your worth. You need to recognize your efforts and the things that you put into your work. There's this lady who really, really made me happy. I'll say her name because she's a very good friend. She's called Kirunyo's Kitchen. So please go to her page, PM na follow. And she said that she would not give her recipe for making the samosa wraps. And I was like, yes, girl, say more. Why are you not giving us the recipe? And she said it's because of the energy, the time, the having to get it right, that these are the exact amounts of ingredients that I need to put and mix together to create this dough. And this is how I'll create this dough. And I'll be able to get a wrap that will not wear out moisture. For people who make samosas, I think they can understand, where hiyo unga usipoikanda vizuri, when you place those samosas in the open and they zigongwe tu na upepo dakika mbili, they're going to be crackled and they're not gonna boil up vizuri, they're not gonna deep fry vizuri. And so I felt like that is such great power. She knows her worth. She knows why she is not giving this thing out, because of the efforts she's had to put into that craft and for it to come out as perfectly as it is. And I could not be any prouder for her. Like, man, kudos, girl. And for everyone out here who's been able to stand up to people and being like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I am not willing to step down for this and that. I'm not willing to participate in this and that. I'm not willing to even go out. I just want to stay indoors because I want to rest. I really applaud those people, because it shows you really are standing with what you really want. As we had earlier said, you need to really go for what you want. And in this space, you're able to know your worth. You're able to know how much you want to give out and how much you're going to keep for yourself, how much is worthy for you, because whatever is worthy and of value for you, that's how much you're valued for. You got it? Yeah. So every time unajipeana too much, just know you are also worthy just the as much that you're able to give out to people. Another thing is, you will always be a student. Life is a continuous process of learning where we get to learn so much every single day. Always be a student. Sometimes just shut up and listen. Get some advice, get something different from other people, and that way you'll also become a better version of yourself. Also, don't be afraid to admit you're wrong. Sometimes when you're wrong, just say, hey, I hadn't seen that coming on that direction, and I'm sorry. Or I'm sorry, I didn't actually mean to do this. Or I'm sorry, I did this, I didn't mean to offend you or make you feel a certain way. Just admit that you're wrong. Tukwa number 21. Everyone is not gonna like you. Bro, like this world, especially like right now, the way we've been in the social media era, you feel like everyone needs to love you. Imagine not everyone will like you, let alone love you. No, not everyone will like you. Not everyone will feel like your presence gives them some type of joy. There are people who pop up on their page and there's this jealousy, this anger, this guilt, this bitterness, this resentment, this any kind of negative feeling that you might be imagining, and you evoke that feeling in them. Can you imagine? So not everyone will like you. Stop going out here thinking you're doing things so that people can like you. People will just like you for a face and forget about you. So first of all, like yourself, love yourself, and then if people like you, that's a bonus. So that even when they don't like you, you still are liking and loving yourself. There's also no perfect timeline for achievements. I see so many people struggling because there's this 30-year mark that I've been given, that by 30 you need to have gotten married and you are now having kids, and because you don't want to have kids when you're at this age, you can not open a business at this age, you need to have gotten your shit together by this age. And I'm thinking, who said we need to have gotten our things together by that time? Who said that is the appointed time of the Lord? Because God is the one who gives his appointed time for the right things to happen then. So you are at 30, you have seriously been looking for a serious person, but the people who are there are not committing to you. So do you just commit so that then you are doing things at the appropriate time? Do you just go getting babies just because you don't want to raise them at when you're a shosho? You'll become a shosho before you even get to raising them at a certain level, because of the problems of the stresses that you'll have given yourself because you didn't have to plan. If you can plan, I'm not saying to the ones who got their miracle babies, no, Those are beautiful babies, and we appreciate babies. Babies are a blessing. But I'm speaking of the person who has a choice of making that decision of, I don't necessarily need to make this decision right now. There's no perfect timeline for anything. Just do what you need to do for life to work your way. Also, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. We are out here trying to give a facade of, I'm always happy, I'm having the best life, I'm all good. But we are not always all good. Everyone is going through struggles and pains and sorrows and pressures of life and sometimes people are dying of them because no one wants to share exactly what's happening. Because people have also become so untrustworthy. You will tell someone something, and tomorrow you hear the same story with 1,000 other people. So you feel like, instead of me portraying that I'm not okay, I'd rather just look okay. I'll handle my stresses. I got this. I'll get it right. I'll know what to do. You need to just spread your wings and be like, okay, I fell, but now I'm going to rise again in whatever state you're in. Is it an emotional, physical, psychological, mental, spiritual space that you're in that you fell? That's a moment to just speak out to the people who empower you or make you feel stronger in that, and they help you just rise up. Otherwise, if you don't say that you're not okay, many people are just doing life in a songa kusonga, and yeah, you just get forgotten in the mix. Communication is key. Just learn to be a better communicator. If someone has hurt you, tell them, you hurt me. And if you've hurt someone, say sorry. Many people will hurt you and barely will sorry come out of their words. People want something, but please will never come out of their words. People want to be excused, but they'll never say excuse me. Mtu anapita na mabega yako tu akisonga, learn how to communicate. Say the things you want to say. Stop assuming people know what you want. Stop thinking for people. Stop assuming that this is what someone will say or will do. Just communicate. Imagine we are not kids, and I don't know who said that we need to lie. Unajua tunadanganyanga kama watoto. Like, you've been asked something, but you will bluntly lie to someone who is also a grown-up. Why? Why are you lying? Someone doesn't have a gun to your head to say that, no, you've lied, you have been executed, and now you're gone. Aye, please. It's all a matter of being truthful, just being able to communicate, speaking your mind, not just kaliaing things and they are bugging you and then they just erupt one day. Just learn how to communicate. Create more than you can consume. There's so much trash, garbage, and a lotness that is happening online. So much drama, so much stories that it can lose your focus because you're always focusing on other people. Oh, so and so waliachana, so and so wamepata divorce, so and so have gotten together. Imagine so and so slept with this person, so and so built their mother a house, and so is getting married. So and so, hey, yo. Na wewe unaangalia life yako tu uko pale like, what am I doing with my life? Am I pushing anything? So please stop looking at people's lives online. Stop consuming all that content. If you need to post ka umesonga. And if you're scrolling, subscribe to pages that are nourishing your soul or also driving and gearing you to the same goal and purpose that you're striving to achieve. Also, cherish the people you love, but also remember anyone can break your heart. Please, love genuinely and open-heartedly and fully and wholly. Penda mtu tu na roho yako. But also keep in mind that in as much as you're giving this love, it's a genuine love, knowing that there are possibilities, kuna chances. They don't necessarily have to happen, but there are chances that the people you do so love dearly could be the most people who will break you. It could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your siblings, it could be your friends, it could be your partner. Remember that in as much as you love everybody, we are all human beings. Again, we fall short and we might just end up disappointing you by hurting you or breaking your heart. So in as much as you're loving, just know when your heart broken, it was one of those possibilities that just came to pass. So it's for you to make a choice of whether whatever has happened is a deal breaker or it's one of those things that you can sit back, talk about it, and move on with life. Because life, as I said, is very short, and see rehearsal. Once a day is gone, that's it. you're on to another one. And then you can create the life you want. So take risks, but also be aware of the outcomes, and also define what you stand for and what you don't stand for. Because when you're able to create the life that you want, you will literally paint that picture in real life, ukunje. The kind of things you'll be doing, the way you'll present yourself, the way you will want the world to know you, you will create it. I was listening the other day to a podcast where Prezo was just saying how he had to pay an 80,000 chopper ndio ruke fence kutoka Wilson hadi Carnival. He had to make a statement. For him, that mattered to him because he knew Nikki Pulling is stand. My name is going to be there. And 20 years later, he's still going on interviews and whatever. So imagine, take risks. Imagine create the life that you want. You can be anything you want. And it's not just one of those sayings that we get to be told that you can be anything you want. This is literally, you can be anything you want. Also, be okay with your circles getting smaller, because with time we keep growing, outgrowing, learning, unlearning, relearning, and sometimes our friends are there for a season. Don't hate them. Hata kama mliachana in a weird space, usiwachukie. Just be happy that you got to spend the time that you were with them, and you got to share the memories that you shared, and that's just about it. There's nothing much you could do about it. And if you so meet in the future, you'll be more grown up and mature to have those conversations of why that friendship had to end at that time. And if you don't reconnect, well and good, life happened and we move on. But let's stop holding this heaviness of so and so is not my friend, they did this, they did that. Why? Why are we there? Why are we still having these conversations? It happened, it did. They made a choice, you made a choice, and life is happening. So when your circles get smaller, don't feel bad. Imagine it's normal, and there are so many other people out here to continue making friends. And you know what is even better? The next friendships that you're going to be making, you're going to be making when you're a bit wiser, stronger, and even better to become also a better friend. Because it's not necessarily that someone else did you wrong. You could also be the person who was doing them wrong and they decided to let you go. So you'll have become a better version of yourself, and also be able to create even better and more meaningful friendships in future. Also, not everyone is going to understand you, and unfortunately that's the truth. The way you know yourself, the way you understand yourself, no one else will ever understand you better. And unfortunately, even you yourself, you can't understand yourself any better, because we are here to grow and learn and continue relearning. The person you were last year is not the same person you are today. And so if that's already the case, what makes you think that now you will be able to understand someone else? So the same way, if you're not able to understand someone else 100%, not everyone will be able to understand you 100%. And you need to be okay with that, and you need to understand that that's life. All you need to do is know that in as much as they don't understand you, the bigger part of yourself is understood by yourself. So understand yourself, learn the traits you have, learn your triggers, learn everything that you need to, and then it will be easier on you even when people don't understand you, or even where you're coming from on certain matters. And this is the last one. A balanced life is a happy one. Also remember to recognize what's in control and learn to manage what is out of it. Guys, all we're trying to do out of this life is come out of it alive. That's all we're trying to do, but that will not be the eventuality. But in as much as that's the case, we need to be able to find a balance of how we're going to balance our mental, our physical, our emotional, our spiritual, our psychological, and also in our social, in our friendships, in our everything. We need to find work-life balance, relationship work-life balance, being a wife, being a mother, being a sister, being a brother, being a son, being a grandmother, being a mother, being a father. We need to be all these things in one, and all we need to do is find a balance. And the balance doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. Sometimes you'll show up more of a better daughter than other days. Sometimes you'll show up as a better wife than other days. Sometimes you'll show up as a better husband, a better boyfriend, a better sister, brother, and all those other relations. And there are other days that you'll just fail. The other days you'll not even show up. The other days you'll not even be thought of. Like it will not even be like one of those existing parts of you. But it's not because you don't want to. Just try to find a balance in terms of what can I handle and what can't I handle. If you're going through very strenuous situations that you need to first retract from people to sort them out, do so. And when you're able to come back to it, you'll have been better because you'll have found a balance on all the other things that were also hindering you from feeling that balance. So strike that balance. It cannot exactly be equally balanced, but at least whenever you can show up for whatever you need to be at that time, show up and show out. And whatever is in control, please handle it. Deal with it. But whatever is not in control, just learn how to manage it. You know, kama umesota na yenyewe kusema ukweli utalipwa next year, sa tutadu, tuwezi songesha hii mwaka. Una pole pole tu ni mwendo, unajua next year imebaki miezi 3, wacha kwanza tu nisukume moja mbili, you get a job here, you get a job there, and it's not bad. I don't know why people like feeling like you all have to be perfect and everything has to be good. Balance that life for yourself and not for people to see that you're actually a good person who can balance. Do you, be you, and live you, okay? Damn. That was one huge conversation. I never actually thought I had 30 things to share with you guys, but I'm so grateful that I had even so much to speak about because I feel like today I actually passed the 40 mark and I'm grateful. This is growth. This means we can actually have a very good monologue for a longer period of time. But I just want to ask you to ponder on those words and just see what really hit you. What are the lessons that I have learned that you are also learning or have learned? And let's share in the comment section because I would love to interact with you and also share my experiences with you as well. So guys, thank you so much for lending me your ears. And as I said, you guys are the bomb because manze, last time you guys just flooded me with so much feedback and I love it. I love when people can relate with what I am saying because it means we are all going through the same things. It's just different people, different circumstances, and all we need is just to have these different experiences shared and tuone hatuja cheesy. And since I know this conversation could go up to morning, I just want to log out and say, bless up my people. I love y'all. Mwah.